just have this sound muted on here so we don't get that weird echo.
Sound muted on.
Just like the audio coming out of the PC. Because if that's enabled, then it's...
Yes, here.
People should be able to hear us.
Muted. No, I'm not.
All right, so we're live.
We're live. What's up, man?
Yeah, dude, it's been a long time.
I know. I'm just checking it real fast just to
Yeah, that's a good
check.
idea.
Let's see.
When I was setting everything up on YouTube, our last episode, which was episode 5, we streamed like 4 months ago.
It's a long time ago. Yeah, dude. Oh, man. I've been busy. I'm sure you've been busy.
Oh, yeah, I've been busy. Work's kind of taken over my life at this point.
Doesn't that suck how that works?
Yeah, I know. And it's the stuff the IT department is trying to adopt is just so bleeding edge.
Uh-huh.
It's so new, so bleeding edge, and our use case is totally different from like everybody else that's trying to use it.
Okay, we're good.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
You want to grab some of that?
Yeah. So I had a rough day, and Craig has had a rough week. So this is an open bottle of Montepulciano, and
Some red wine.
in my nugs, I call them. So these are mugs, but they're small, like nugget size. So I said, you know what? I created a name for them, and they're my nugs.
That's good.
Beautiful.
Sweet.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, bro.
Back at it.
Yeah.
Nothing like Montepulciano.
Last time we did a podcast, I think it was after that crazy snowstorm.
I think so, and things were like wild. Everyone was like, they went like a week without power, and
Yeah, it was emergency
people were freaking
mode.
out, and then we kind of were settling back into real life and
Yeah.
normal life.
It's crazy because summer's actually on its tail end.
Yeah.
Feels cold out. Yeah, you're
I'm
wearing a sweatshirt.
man. Yeah. Which, I mean, honestly, this is being dramatic.
Uh-huh.
But no, it is, man. We were out and about, and it was it was cloudy and drizzling, and it was just like gross.
Yeah.
I think the car said 58
58?
when I pulled up here. Yeah,
Mm.
that's low, dude.
Probably be colder by the river, though.
Oh, hell yeah. Woo. Yeah, it's cold, but the good thing is I love fall.
Yeah, me too.
You know, you get your decently hot days, and then at night it kind of cools down, and
Yeah,
good
to
for
the point.
campfires.
Yeah, campfires. I didn't even have a lot of campfires this summer, though.
Did you?
Sadly, yeah. But it's the type of weather now where you could just crack the window, sleep
Yep.
with the window open at night.
We
That's
don't
the
do
best.
that, Corinne or I.
No.
No, I don't know what. Well, I'll
Neither
tell
do
you
me
what.
and Heather, but I wish we did more.
I'll tell you why we don't. And I used to growing up because we lived in a raised ranch, just like this.
Mhm.
So when you're in your bedroom,
Yeah,
you're not on level floor.
that's true. That's true. You guys
So
just
when
have the
I'm-
basement and then the ground level.
Exactly. So, I'm a little, you could call it paranoid, but if I'm sleeping,
Uh-huh.
someone could just open up the rest of the window and hop right in, and you think you would wake up,
Mm-hmm.
but will you?
So,
Is someone that good? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If they're really out to get you, I don't know.
you remind me of something crazy. So, over the summer, I did go camping with Heather's parents. And they
How's
got it was fun. It was like RV camping, which was like the first time I've ever done that.
They have an RV?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, they had one at that point in time. They sold it, got a new one. So they got a lot of camp friends, and the one was telling us a story how they were out, and I think it was like New Mexico or somewhere on the west, and some guy was knocking on their door in the middle of the night, and he's just like, "You got any food in there? You guys got
Oh
any
my
food?" And they're like,
God.
"Well, you can come back at breakfast." And he never came back.
Yeah, he's probably high on meth.
Yeah, something out
Like,
there.
so, was he a camper friend?
No,
Oh, he was just
just a
rando.
random guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, high on meth.
Yeah.
I was about to say camper friend. Maybe he was just, maybe he was a little high and
Drunk or
hungry.
something. Yeah.
Like,
Got the munchies.
I'll ask the Alex. They got some good munchies over there, but maybe it was just a rando. That's good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I think September's really busy for me.
Mhm.
But in October, maybe my birthday weekend,
Mhm.
I'll have a campfire. Maybe that's
Yeah.
what I'll do. I had a whole bunch of wood
Mhm.
from I trimmed a tree on my property, and just the sticks and twigs and
Mhm.
branches that fall throughout the year. You just throw it in the
Yep.
in
Throw
the
it in
fire
pile.
pit.
Yep.
And then I was like, oh man, it's getting too big. So I think 2 or 3 nights ago, I let it burn,
Nice.
and it was high, man,
Yeah.
because all the leaves were on it, like dried
All
up.
the brush. Yeah.
Yeah, so I made sure like I threw some extra stuff on top of it. It was so big,
Uh-huh.
I was getting to the point where I was a little worried. Like it was
Dude, it's
too
fun
big.
though. At that point, it
Yeah.
gets pretty fun. I remember in Boy Scouts, there was this thing called the Klondike Derby where you had to go from like station to station in February with a big sled. And there were like little tasks. It was almost like an obstacle course, right? And there was one where they had a piece of twine tied to 2 trees at like a certain point,
Okay.
and you had to build a fire under the twine and burn it so high that it burned the piece of twine.
Oh wow,
So what Ryan did was save all the dryer lint
smart.
and brought it. It's Boy Scout motto: be prepared.
Yep.
You would bring it, and easiest fire. Like we had the
hell
quickest
yeah.
time.
Oh, dude, dryer lint. That stuff burns, man,
Hmm.
real fast. It'll burn your house down too.
Yeah, that's true.
Gotta check that. Take that out of there.
Yeah.
I'm like a nut with that when it
Yeah.
comes to my dryer. I'm like, Corinne, did you
Are
Did
those
you
in the
take that?
basement?
No,
No. They're right when you walk in the
Yeah.
side.
Yep.
Right.
the little side door there.
Mhm.
But yeah, many house fires have been because of those
Mhm.
damn dryer lints. So anyway, you
Yeah.
got some. Well, I mean, we both do, but you got some big news, man.
Yeah.
So you just had a really cool purchase.
Yeah, I did.
The past couple
my
weeks.
Pretty sure it's my first adult purchase. I didn't buy anything else this crazy before in my life. So
Okay.
yeah, I bought my first car, Mazda Speed 3, 6-speed.
Mm-hmm.
Really fun toy. Turning it into my daily driver.
Hell yeah.
So I had a Mazda 3, and I bought that car at like 123,000. And
We're spinning. I don't know if that
We're
means
spinning.
anything.
video output low. Let me check on
Should I hop off Wi-Fi?
No. That's fine. I think I have the settings too high.
I just caught that too. I don't know how long we've been spinning.
YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. I think we're lagging. Video is lagging, but audio is fine. Is it going for you?
And there is an echo. Maybe there isn't. I don't know. That's so weird. It has us a preset time.
What do you mean a preset time?
And yeah, there is a.
If I didn't have a car, the truck
Oh no, this is
costed
old.
$407 a month.
That is old.
That is old. It's not.
Video output is currently active. I mean, I've had it on all the settings that we've had it in the past. I don't know why it's going so slow. Are you watching it live right now?
Getting her right now. Live. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm live too.
Check 1 2. Okay.
Yeah, the video's a little laggy.
Yeah, it's choppy. Huh.
I heard the audio's fine though. I got people texting me that.
Is anyone home?
Nope.
Oh, everyone's over at Rise.
Yep, I think so. I think Jenna and Sheila are over there. My dad said he's going from Newburgh to there. My mom went shopping. Okay, for now the stream health is good.
Okay, cool.
So, if it starts lagging,
It is what it is, as long
Yeah.
as audio is good.
we gotta fix that somehow. Some point in time.
Just know we're drinking wine. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
All you need to see, rather.
So, we were talking about my purchase, right?
Yes.
So, first car was a 2007 Mazda 3. Got that with 123 miles, 123,000 miles. It's got like 175 now.
Because you have a long commute to work.
Yeah, it's 70 miles round trip, 35 one way. Takes about 50 minutes. So I got this Mazda Speed 3. My first, I actually learned how to drive standard transmission on it. Seems like I'm filling up on gas the same way. Like I'm buying premium gas, like 91, but still filling it up like maybe once a week, once and a half a week. It's fun though. It's a fun toy. It's I don't know. I never thought I'd be getting a hatchback. That's for sure.
It's a good looking car, man.
I love it.
It really is. It's to describe it for people, it's the white with the like black wheels, the black accents around the car, like everything.
What's the thing on the back by the bumper? A valance? A rear valance or something like that? The grill's black. It is a white car.
What are they called? Maybe a rear diffuser or are you talking the top or the bottom?
The bottom. The bottom.
Yeah,
it's got a spoiler on top. That's white.
I think that's diffuser's the front.
I think it's a valance.
I'll think of it. Yeah, I've never heard of that,
like
but so that could be like the term for it on the Mazdas. Yeah, so we'll go with that.
Okay.
But it's a beautiful car. I took it for a drive the first night you got it, and beautiful car. The interior is spotless. Interior is gorgeous. Very, very nice, man.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
It's
all
actually,
black.
It's different.
Completely loaded. Fully loaded.
Yeah, it is.
Fully
Actually,
loaded.
it doesn't have a backup camera.
But
Might be
for-
something I want to add.
But for
I really,
2013,
True.
they
I mean,
were
I don't
like,
need it. My first car
maybe
didn't have it.
maybe not new technology for a 2013, but relatively new technology.
Yeah.
But dude, you really don't need it. And
No, I don't think so.
and a 6-speed, it's they're thinking you're more of a sporty guy.
Yeah, you're going forward
So
more than you're going backwards.
You don't need the help. You know what I mean? That's what they're assuming. This guy knows how to drive 6-speed. He could probably drive pretty good.
Right.
He just needs
Took him
a
about
backup
2 weeks to
camera.
learn it, but
Hey man, but once you learn it, you'll never
Yeah.
forget it.
that's what I hear. Yeah.
You'll never forget it. My first car was 5-speed.
Your first car?
Yep.
That's Civic?
Yep.
That was 5-speed?
Yep.
Really?
So I was very, very, very blessed that my parents bought me a blue Honda Civic 4-door.
Blue, I thought that was red.
And I owned it for about 2 weeks. And there was a noise in the. We don't know what it was, and I was really too young, and it's been a long, long time since then. But we don't know if it was the clutch or whether it was the engine. Long story short, it had a really bad noise to it. And we took it back, and my mom was like, "Hey, look, like they couldn't fix the noise, so they were like, well, you need to sell us a vehicle that's equal to that price." That's when we got the red one.
Ah, okay.
So,
Got
and
it.
then that is my first real car was that red Honda Civic. That was also 5-speed. But I was learning how to drive over in that field
I
over
think
there.
I remember that. Now that you say that story, I remember you driving that blue one.
That was so
Learning.
cool, man.
Yeah.
That was so cool. Nothing like ripping in like an open field.
Yeah.
That's when you know your country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
like,
man,
oh,
I
you
get
are-
out on 97 or like even on, I don't know, Route 6 in PA. Once you get up to like 45, 50 miles an hour, it's fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, that so have you kind of like learned about like the turbo lag, when it hits or
Not
anything like
necessarily. The only thing I know is try not to use the turbo in the higher gears.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'll ruin your clutch.
Yep.
So if you're like on the highway
Mm-hmm.
and let's say you're doing 65 and you're in 6th gear,
Mm-hmm.
if you slam on that gas, you won't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll just see your RPM gauge like go
Way up.
No, it'll like climb, but really, really slow.
Uh-huh. Yeah, right.
And then at about like 2,000 or 3,000, you'll hear the, and then your turbo will spool up. So basically, that pressure on your clutch, no bueno in
And
that
while
high
it's
gear.
while it's making that really low hum, I think my PSI gauge is like -7 to 15, and you see it climb up to -3 or whatever, and then 0, and it just hangs at 0.
Yeah.
And
So 0 means it's kind of it's like on and ready.
Right.
Kind of.
It's
You know what I
built
mean?
up,
Yeah. When it's in the negatives, it's like it's barely.
That's when my gas mileage is the best.
Exactly. There you go. That's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
But dude, it's it's a beautiful car. Very happy for you. Such a good looking car. I can't get
Thanks,
over
man.
how good looking it is. Everyone, that's where the whole stormtrooper thing, to my
I never thought
knowledge,
of that. Wow.
that's
kinda
kind of
does.
where it's from.
Yeah, white and black.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Looks really, really
Never
good.
thought of that. I like it, dude.
Yeah. So,
But you got a new truck.
I did.
Now, what year is that? You got that used?
Yep. I got a used certified pre-owned 2016 Dodge Ram 1500. The 5.7 liter V8. It's got the 20-inch chrome wheels. It's got the
wow.
Yep. It's got the trailer receiver, the whole trailer package, backup camera, leather seats. Yeah.
So it's got to have heated seats.
Does not have heated seats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
That's
basically,
something my old car had, and my new car doesn't have that either.
funny
kinda
how that
fun.
works,
Yeah,
right?
right?
Yeah. But heated seats are a catch-22. They work really, really well.
But you really only use them 4 or 5 months out of the year.
But now let me ask you a question. Does your car have the car that has heated seats? Does that have an automatic starter?
No.
It doesn't.
Nope.
Okay, so that's where heated seats are useful. See,
True,
most
yeah.
people have automatic starters, and then they have heated seats.
Yeah, that's true.
So when they're in the house, like imagine you and your car's out there,
Yeah.
and you
And
automatic
dead winter.
start,
Yeah.
and by the time you get out there, your car's hot already. Like it's warm, and
Right.
then you get in, and your seats are like guns blazing hot, and you're
yeah.
like, oh my god,
You set
you
your
gotta
ass on fire.
exactly. Like you get in the car, you instantly turn the heat down. You're like, woo,
Yeah.
like it's even hot when it's 10 degrees outside.
It's crazy, though, because even when I drive in winter, no matter how high I have the heat on, I got to crack the window. Just a little bit.
for sure. You
fresh
need that
air.
fresh air.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
But the heated seats in my old car take maybe like 3 minutes to heat up, and then it starts to feel good. But the steering wheel is what gets cold.
Yeah,
I actually got my parents last Christmas steering wheel warmer.
Yeah, that USB one, right?
It hooks into the cigarette.
Oh, that's it.
Lighter
Yes, yes,
thing,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
that
The
outlet.
cigarette. Yes, yes, yes. Not USB.
Mm.
I was just about to say something. The Cadillac, my father's Cadillac, has the heated seats and it has the air conditioned seats.
I've heard of those.
Dude.
I've never tried them.
In the middle of summer,
Uh-huh.
when you're swamped and your legs, you're sitting on leather, and your legs are so hot, and your whole body, you're like, oh my god, it's so hot out, and you click the air. Oh my god, they're like little fans, and they
Really?
make the seat really. It's an air conditioning unit in the seat, and it blows
That's
up,
insane.
and your ass is cold.
It's nuts that how they like work all that stuff into the seat with
Isn't
an
it, man?
airbag and like,
It's crazy.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty
I don't know.
wild.
It's nuts. I remember, I work at an insurance company, and some quarterly meeting last year, they were talking about how cars are becoming more expensive to get work done.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I recently went on vacation to Ocean City, right? And we're somewhere in Pennsylvania going down to Delaware, and we're on some back road before we got onto the highway, and some minivan, it was a Mazda minivan actually, we were on a back road, and there was like a limb or a twig or some part of a tree hanging out into the road. This guy just clips it in his side mirror. I was right behind him, and his side mirror came off.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, he's got to know about that. Like, he has to. It just, like, a piece of his car just fell off.
Ugh.
But they were saying in the quarterly meeting at work how if something like that happens, now on the newer models, you have, like, the blinker lights in there. Yeah, I'll take some more. Like, how the blinker lights in there, maybe 1 or 2 of them, and, I don't know, it just makes it more expensive. And now, some of those side mirrors you control automatically, where the older ones, you actually had to lean over and, like, turn them and, to adjust them.
Yeah. That's how, and it's pretty crazy. Speaking of side mirrors, it's pretty crazy how to get the defrosting technology on them. It's pretty wild because if you think about it,
I didn't even know they had those.
yeah. So like your new Mazda should have it. So basically, like when you turn on your defrost setting, they wire right through the connector into the behind the mirror, and you'll see when it first starts to defrost like a little pattern, and that's where it is. But it's pretty wild if you think about it. You're doing 55 miles an hour in 10-degree weather, plus that giant wind chill from you doing 55 miles per hour. It's pretty crazy that it could melt it all.
Yeah,
but
that's
they
a good
clear.
point.
It's like, wow.
It's crazy because I feel like so many people, if this is going to sound so cheesy, but I feel like so many people take for granted moving at 55, 60, Sometimes even 70 miles an hour so effortlessly.
Dude,
you know what I
isn't
mean?
it crazy? There's sometimes where I think
So
I'm like,
comfortably
dude,
and-
people used to have to travel. Like, it was a whole day hike to town.
Yeah.
And I just ran into town and for 10 minutes for something stupid, like
filled
a
up on the
pumpkin coffee.
pizza.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a pumpkin coffee.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Horse
Back
and
in the day,
carriage.
they would have never been. Yeah, I'm gonna take the horse out to go pick up a pie, guys. I'll be
Yeah.
back for dinner.
Yeah, right. It's like, yeah, go pick out a pumpkin in the backyard. Go put that in your coffee.
Yeah.
That's funny. So you excited Halloween's coming up?
I haven't thought about Halloween, but just the season in general.
Yeah.
I know we're planning to go to Bethel's Beer Fest, so that should be fun.
Yes, I want to do that too.
I'm actually gonna close these windows.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's a good time. A lot of my friends actually went last year,
Oh, really?
and I didn't get to go, but I've heard it's a really, really good time. I'm not a giant beer drinker.
Yeah.
Beer when it gets in me,
Mhm.
I feel like
Sudsy.
full
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
you know what I mean? Like I just ate like a big bowl of pasta.
Right.
That's how I feel after I have a
Mhm.
beer. So I kind of skip it, but I like to taste it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get a little taste
Mhm.
here and there of different ones. And
I like beers. I just don't like IPAs.
mm,
I feel like a lot of people say it's like coffee, like an acquired taste. The more you drink them, the better they get. But
possibly.
I don't know. I find myself drinking beer during the summer and wine during the winter. Mixed drinks all year, but it's crazy because I never used to drink this much.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if it's work or what.
It's probably work. And, like it's, for me, it's wine year round.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing beats a little Montepulciano.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I specifically save it. Like if I go out to dinner with Corinne or with my family
Mhm.
and my mom, like they'll, they're retired,
Mm-hmm.
so they like to enjoy when they go out. So
Right.
every time they go out, they get
Mhm.
some. Not to make you sound like an alcoholic, because you're not, but they get Montepulciano
Mm-hmm.
or Chianti, or they want good wine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Or just one glass.
Mhm.
And for me, sometimes I catch myself. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna have wine tonight. I really I don't stay away from it, but I really save it for when I need it.
Right.
Like on days like today, you're like, yeah, I
Yeah.
know what I'm doing when I get
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
And just kind of putting it off for 2 to 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like,
Yeah.
like, see, right now I'm feeling
Moderation is the best.
I'm feeling good now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Right.
feel relaxed.
Yeah.
In New York
Take
State,
the edge off.
New York State, we can't puff up
Yeah.
legally yet, so it's.
True. That's
So,
true. Legally.
I'm on like a 7-year hiatus, so I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'm gonna crack that sucker open. But
Ever since I got hired at work, I mean, college was a different story. 'Cause college is college, but it's crazy because, I mean, in college I was hanging out with the same people every day,
mhm.
and they were my friends. They were really great people, but it's crazy because I graduated in May 2016. I look back and I'm not even the same person I was when I was in college.
No, dude,
It's
I'm not.
ridiculous.
I'm not the same person I was a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
There's different things
Yeah,
that
that's
think
true.
about it.
Yeah.
You want to think.
Wow. Yeah. me
Last
neither. A year
September?
ago. Yeah.
Like, geez, like last September, I just bought a house.
Mm-hmm.
I had zero experience on living in a house, on working on a house, maintaining a house. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that I had no idea what to do.
Right. But
And just growing
that helps you get out of
personally as
your
well.
comfort zone.
For sure.
Not even that. I mean, you could do that stuff and be in your comfort zone, but
Yeah.
it's
Going through
when you
certain
were a kid
problems.
and you saw people this age doing those kinds of things, you really didn't think about it too much.
No, you
It
think
didn't seem like a big deal.
think it's easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Oh, if he can do it, when I turn that age, I could do it.
I mean, like, for example, I have trash cans outside,
Mm-hmm.
and when we first moved in, I would just bring the trash outside. Trash cans are behind the shed. I'd
Now, do
put
people pick up your trash like
No.
weekly? No.
no,
Or
I
you bring it, Eltrin?
I bring. Luckily, my my boss at work,
Uh huh.
he allows us to occasionally bring in
Nice.
some because we have like 3 or 4 dumpsters on
Uh huh.
site. So he lets us do
Nice.
that.
What a
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. Shout out. Awesome guy.
$2 a bag in Eltrin.
And sometimes I do that. You know what I mean? It'll be a Sunday night, and I'll round up the garbage, and I'm off till Tuesday or Wednesday, and I'm like, this is some smelly garbage. I gotta go, and I go to the one in Port Jervis.
Okay, I didn't know there was one in Port Jervis.
Yeah, it's very, very convenient because everything's for me is in Port or Matamoros, so I'm out there to do some shopping or whatnot. But you know, the garbage behind the shed, and then what do you know? You wake up the next morning and there's garbage flung all over your backyard, and the bears are there.
Speaking of which, I saw a video of that.
Yeah.
I still don't have Facebook, which it's almost been a year. I got rid of that too. That feels good.
See, there you go.
To say that, I never thought I'd make it a year like that.
Oh, hell yeah. It's good, man.
Yeah, it feels great. But you had 2 or 3 bears in your yard?
We had 1 mama and 2 cubs. And they're like the neighborhood gang. They show up a lot, and it's funny every time they come. Like the first time they came, Corinne and I were both home, and they walked up. So this is a wild thing. So at the corner of my home, there was a bee's nest, and I didn't find it for a while. My dad came over, he pointed it out to me. I'm like, holy crap!
Some of them get big.
Some of them get big, but they put that sucker up fast. I couldn't believe how fast they did that. Like,
do you know how wasps build their nests?
How?
Out of wood. So they find wood and they spit up their saliva and bite the wood and chew it. And when they spit it out with their saliva, it's sticky. And they piece all that chewed up bits of wood together, and that's
pretty amazing.
So be careful. I mean, you could they might be in your attic. They get the wood from your attic.
Oh yeah.
You know.
So she went the first time they showed up. She came right underneath it, and I have a birch tree on that corner of my home, and she's got her paws up against my house, her front paws on the side of the house, and then she starts to climb the tree.
Wow!
And then the 2 cubs climb the tree, and
there's 3 of them in the tree.
I don't think Mama got really up. I think she was too big for the birch tree. But Craig, when I tell you, I swear to God, I heard and I look out the window, and I see Mama on the floor, the 1 cub sliding down the tree. Now I'm barking like a dog at this point. Yeah. This was months ago, just to get him out. Yeah. And Corinne's trying to video them. She's like, "Stop it!" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "They're like."
Yeah. What are they? You don't know what they're gonna do.
So Mama and number 1 trot, maybe 20, 30 feet away from the tree, and I'm still looking at the tree, and all I see is this little cub, the 3rd and final cub, slide down the tree. I'm like, I think he was on the roof of my house. Yeah. I think I had a bear because the birch tree has 3 parts, and it separates, and it goes over my roof. I think that little cub climbed up that tree and hopped on my damn roof because I heard that noise, and I'm like, what the hell?
You go from being a kid thinking there's reindeer on your roof to being an adult and you got bears on your roof.
Dude, I would have loved to have that on video, because I would have loved to actually known, like, I had a bear on my roof. But these are the things that a year ago you're like,
they're pretty timid though. Yeah, like a year ago you never would have thought about that.
No,
you never would have thought about that.
To my house, what in the world?
Yeah.
But they showed up a couple days ago actually, and they're so cute, man.
That's kind of cool.
So cute. But
you don't have to worry about letting dogs out though. You don't have dogs, so.
Well, I got an announcement to make.
Uh-oh.
So
is it your announcement or Corinne's announcement?
Our announcement.
Okay.
So, because anyway, so here let me do this one step at a time. Yep. So, we put a deposit down on a purebred golden retriever.
Wow.
And I searched and searched for the right breeder. There's multiple qualifications that these breeders have to meet. Like, unfortunately, there's a lot of breeders, and I hate to say it, but unfortunately, it's common knowledge. You could read articles on the internet about it. In Lancaster, PA, unfortunately, they have a lot of puppy mills.
They do.
For the people that don't know what a puppy mill is they have 2 dogs, and they breed, and then those kids, they'll breed them together, and then sister brother are breeding, and then sometimes father.
I know a lot of people that have gotten dogs from Lancaster, and a lot of the Amish guys out there breed them too.
Yeah, well, the Amish folks are good. I will give them that. A
Yeah.
lot of the Amish folks do not puppy mill.
Right.
It's unfortunately the dirty guys in their home. And did you know? I read an article. The SPCA raids with the local police.
Really?
Yeah, they raided. You could check this out. Google
Wow.
fact check me. Type in Lancaster, PA puppy mill raid. And the local police department and the SPCA, they had like some special unit from the SPCA, and they went in there and they raided this puppy mill, and they took all of the puppies and they took them back to the shelter and put them away. It's very, very
It's
sad.
considered animal abuse when you really think
Oh,
about
it really
but
is. Yeah. But long story short, we found one with the bred with heart qualification, the AKC qualification, which is very, very hard. And then I asked, this one's in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked this woman, I'm like, all right, so what's the price of the pups?
Mm-hmm.
And she says, $5,000.
$5,000 for a puppy?
And I said,
like $5,000 out the door, as they say.
yep. And I said,
wow. Shots and all?
I said, absolutely not. No way.
That's a lot of.
Goodbye.
What else you could get for $5,000?
$5,000. So I was.
How many groceries? Come on, you got a
dude,
house.
seriously.
Yeah.
The dog better be doing my dishes. You know what I mean? $5,000. Holy shit! This is an investment. This little
Better
pup better
sweep
be
the
mowing
floor.
a lawn. Yeah. So I'm like discouraged, and but I keep looking, and I find this. I actually stumbled upon her training website. This woman, Donna Anderson, she's a nationally known golden retriever competitor and trainer.
Mm-hmm.
So she basically competes with the dogs, and she trains them, and she's won multiple awards.
That's good because a lot of people who have puppies, especially those puppy mills, don't train them whatsoever.
No,
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, here you go.
Yeah,
$400.
pop it out, sell it. Yeah.
So we found Donna's website, and she gave me she displays and advertises the DNA of mom and dad, and that they're cleared with their heart, their blood, and the bone disease, that they're cleared of this, and that the puppies were born on the 13th of August.
Wow.
And that they're going through their testings to make sure that they don't have the bone deficiency problem, yada yada yada.
That heart one is a big one because I know when we got Maddie, who's a Yorkie Poodle mix, she did come with a big yipper. She barks all the time, but she had a heart murmur. She did have a heart problem, so that's good that they got that certification.
For sure.
See that YouTube is still spinning, but hopefully the audio's okay. I don't know why it's doing that, but it's our first time back in 4 months, so give us a break.
I'm sorry, I just got a weird text message.
What's that? Is it spam or from somebody?
No. I think I might have left
Did you leave the toilet seat up?
No, I think I might have left the door open.
Oh, uh-oh.
But
It's worse than the toilet seat.
sorry, folks. Just give me 1 second.
He's defending himself.
No, I'm not. I was completely wrong.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, so long story short, that's why I grabbed my phone in the first place. We reached out to Donna. Donna, she said that we want a male specifically, and that they have one deposit down for the males, so we would be the second. So I sent in the deposit, so we're picking the pup up on October 14th. We get to pick one and bring them home. So this one was...
So wait, they were born when? August 19th, you said?
August 13th.
August 13th. And you're picking it up in October.
Yeah.
Really? It'll be about 2 months. Oh, man. Oh, man, you're going to have a puppy.
Oh, dude, they're brand new.
That's awesome.
Brand new.
Newest model.
Yeah.
So my girlfriend actually has I don't know I think it's a yellow lab, not a golden retriever. But that puppy, I'm 99% sure it came from Lancaster. Such a devil, man. I had to get a new debit card because of him.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
we were going to go out to dinner, and She's like, let me put the puppy away. And I'm like, let me grab my wallet. Well, I was going to put the puppy away. They got a doggy door, so he was outside. And I go out there, and he just turns and looks at me, and he's got my whole wallet hanging out of his mouth. So I go up to him, and my debit card is in his mouth all chewed up. He's taking books, like legit novels, outside and ripped them apart, pages everywhere.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Cardboard boxes. Sometime last winter, he took Heather's keys. She was going to leave for school. She commutes.
Oh, no.
And the keys were outside in the snow.
Oh,
He's
my
a devil,
God.
man. He's so bad.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah. But, yeah, just something to look forward to.
Yeah. No, I'm
It's good she trains them, though.
she trains them, and I asked her, I'm like, hey, can I get some literature on, because this breeder's in Athol, Massachusetts, so that's a very, very far away. It's like 4.5 hours of traveling. So we couldn't go to her for training.
One way?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a long,
Wow.
long day.
I think I drove like almost 3 hours from my car deep into Jersey. So,
Yeah.
hey, when you want something,
You'll
get
get
it.
Hell yeah. So we're going to go Saturday to Salem.
Salem, Massachusetts?
Yep, to check out some Halloween
Wow.
stuff and the witches and the
Uh-huh.
Halloween movie. She wants to
Oh,
go
that's
see all
cool.
that
Oh, I didn't
history
think
and
of that.
stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then we're staying the night in Boston, and we're going to wake up. Well, actually, that night we're going to go see Bobby.
Oh, yeah?
We're going to have dinner with Bobby and
Uh-huh.
his new girlfriend, and then wake up Sunday, and drive up to Athol, grab the pup, and head home. So we split it up so it's a little, it's easy. But this pup was $1,600. And we're number 2 on the choice.
$1,600 compared to $5,000.
Dude, $5,000.
It was ridiculous. I can't wrap my head around
unbelievable.
that.
And that's around the correct price.
Mm-hmm.
Most price, and it's of course it's all about where you're living.
Right.
When you're in New York, there's not a lot of golden retriever breeders here. A and B. In Jersey, same thing. It's very city-like,
Yeah, I'm
close,
sure you did
compact.
a lot of looking around, yeah.
Oh, did a ton. So it's all, it's supply and demand. Unfortunately, that's...
So you're saying like $5,000 is the going rate for golden retriever?
It could be down
That's
there.
good.
And they were
Damn.
really advertising this English cream of...
It's great. I mean, I remember... I don't know when. Something tells me it's around the time of the Super Bowl, but I know that's that Puppy Bowl thing. But I've seen, like, dog shows on TV, especially when I was working in the restaurant. They'd have them on the bar sometimes. And some people, like, there's just so many numbers and statistics and information behind dogs. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I bet
Very,
you are.
very excited.
You think the cats are going to get along with it?
No.
No?
The cats don't get along with each other. They bite, they fight, man. I have to break them up. It's
Really?
sad, yeah. No, then
They fight or they play?
They play, but when female cats play, of course I didn't do research. I shouldn't have got a second
What's-
female. So like
What's the age difference?
about a couple years.
Okay.
But what it is the like when it comes to males in the wild, like an animal, like we'll just say gorillas.
Okay.
They'll fight for the alpha male position.
Yeah, sure.
And the guy who wins, he's claimed the alpha, and the guy who gets his ass whooped, the gorilla that gets his ass whooped, unfortunately, he's not the alpha.
Yeah, he's pansy.
And then alpha is alpha for a long, long time. But females don't do that. They are every single day. It's a battle. They don't give up like that.
Wow.
Like guys will be like, all right, bro, you got it. And they'll remember it for like a year or two.
Right.
Women, it's like every day they get up, they're fighting.
Never really thought about that.
I have to like take the laser and run these cats. And if I don't do that, they're tearing each other up playing.
Oh man.
It's going to be a challenge with this puppy, but I'm going to be very, very, very determined.
I mean, you could keep them separated with the rooms and stuff.
I'm going to for a little while.
Yeah.
And there's gates and fences and things like that we're going to have stationed around the house. But the puppy's going to be 9 weeks old, so the puppy's really not going to be able to defend itself.
Right, but
So-
at a point he'll be bigger than the cats.
Oh, hell yeah.
He'll
And
be
then
louder than
I'm
the
like,
cats.
exactly.
He'll, you know.
Yeah, at a certain point, I'm going to feed him some good food.
Yep.
I don't care how much it costs.
Yeah.
I want him growing, so he could smack those little cats around.
It's like if you had a son, you'd feed him the best food you could get. You know?
There you go. And that's how I'm looking at it. And that's
Yeah.
the breeder.
Mhm.
She was like, well, in order to buy one of my dogs,
Mhm.
like, you need to go for a basic obedience training.
Oh, really?
Like, she had requirements. And that was
Wow.
very, very cool to hear that she's not just letting anyone buy these puppies.
Right.
She said, you're like, when you come over here, like, you're going to sign a contract. Like, you can't, like, if you can't keep the dog anymore, something happens in your life, you can't keep the dog, you have to return him to me.
Mm-hmm.
You can't give the dog out to someone else.
Wow.
Like she has multiple requirements. And I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, that's.
I want
good.
a serious breeder because you know you're getting a serious product.
Wow.
You know.
That is serious. I never thought buying a dog would be like that. You know, a lot of people, I don't know what a lot of people's experience is like buying a dog, but I feel like a lot of people would just go to the pet store. They'd go to a puppy mill. They got the breed they want. Okay,
Yep.
that's good enough.
Yep.
You know.
And they go about $400 and they
Yeah.
go home. Oh my god. Da, 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 da.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's really common.
I knew a girl when I was in high school that so long ago, but I went with her to go pick up a puppy. There's a, what's the word I'm looking for? Not a kennel. The place where you adopt dogs. What the hell is it called?
Shelter?
A shelter. Thank you. Yeah, there was a shelter
SPCA.
somewhere near Port Jervis.
Probably out in Deer Park.
I think so. Yeah. And she got the dog. It wasn't a puppy. It was a full-grown dog, and she had it for maybe 2 months and got rid of it because
Really?
she just couldn't do it. She just wasn't.
Yeah.
Just wasn't a good dog owner. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it sucks, man. And you know, if you know, you're like, I got a second female cat. The first one we found, she was a stray. She was out in the wild. She was fitting the size of my hand. And then the second one was from the SPCA. So looking back at it, you're like, wow, if I didn't get a female cat, they wouldn't be fighting all the time. So, like, you know, some people would just be like, yeah, I'm just going to go bring it back to SPCA.
Right. I don't want to deal
And
with this.
screw, you know, I don't want to deal with it. Like, I don't know how those people deal with
Yeah,
that,
me
man.
neither. I feel
It's
like
rough.
a lot of people, though, especially when you see people like hitting their dogs and hitting their pets, like they, not to get too crazy into this topic because a lot of people do some bad things, but my point is, I feel like some people don't look as pets. Like they look at pets just as pets. You know, they don't look at them like as an animal on the same level as me, as a piece of life. You know what I mean? That's not good. That's just not good.
I agree 100%. And
Well, obviously, you're getting real food, like good food for your dog. You're saying.
I think there's a problem where, if you are beating your dog, it's not because the dog is, you know, not listening to you. It's because you're not training your dog the correct way.
Or maybe you're not even training yourself. You know, like
You're not putting the time in.
Right. True. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're like the courses that we'll be taking. It's like a 4-week course. That's step one, and then you could do. There's 3 different courses, and they're like all like weeks long. And we're gonna do all of them, and then also we're bringing my mom and my stepfather to the first basic obedience course, so that if we're, you know, jammed up at work, and I need, hey mom, can you please go home and let Jeter out?
That's his name.
It's gonna be the name. Spoiler alert.
Nice.
Jeter, the golden retriever.
That's good. I
You know,
like that.
if my mom runs up to the house, she knows the same commands as me.
Right.
That we use, so that the puppy will know that. But again, you know, if you're not putting the time in, if you're, you know, kicking the shit out of your dog. Your dog's a happy animal. The dog has one thing, and it's, well, 2. The dog has, number 1, it wants to play, and number 2, it wants to please you. That's what a dog wants to do.
Number 3, it wants to eat.
That's it. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
And if any, if the dog, unfortunately, and you're gonna have your bad, you're gonna have your bad dogs. There's a percentage of just bad dogs.
Yeah.
But there's also a percentage of bad
But
owners.
the majority of dogs are good dogs.
Yeah.
The majority of good dogs.
They just need some loving, man.
Right.
But yeah, no,
That's
we're
cool.
we're really
Congrats.
excited. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big adjustment, but we're ready for it, and things
You
are
could adjust
cracking.
to having your own house and taking care of your own house. I think you could handle taking care of your own dog. You mind if I
Yeah.
finish that?
Dude, please.
Sure, that's why you brought it here
I
to
think,
get rid of it.
yeah. I think the only thing that which I'm actually looking forward to, because I'm looking forward to this challenge, is that, so I wake up at 6,
Mm-hmm.
I get to work at 7, and
How do you go to work? You go up 42
yeah, I go
to Sparrow Bush?
Forestburg.
And then,
I do Forestburg. No Sparrowbush. I do
when you get
Forestburg
to,
Road, like near David's house.
yeah, right.
That
Right.
big county road.
Yeah.
I take that. I follow that straight all the way around. That
And you'll
takes
come
you to
out
the
by
four-way.
reservoir? You come out by that reservoir.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you'll come out to the 4-way at 42.
At the Forestburg Playhouse,
Got
and you
it.
hang that left.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, that's the way I take.
Mm.
And but it's gonna be really funky and a challenge for me to wake up a half hour earlier
Mm-hmm.
to walk and feed the dog, and because cats are easy. They go in their litter
They
box.
do their own thing.
You
and
feed.
you can empty the litter box at your own convenience.
Absolutely, it's like once every 3 or 4 days
Mhm.
you scoopy the poop.
Right.
And then you put some shit, what was I talking about? What was I just on?
You were talking about letting
Getting
the dog out early,
distracted.
half an hour early, waking up.
Yeah, that's gonna be my challenge, but I'm looking forward to it because my ass needs to get up earlier.
Yeah, I feel.
You know
the
what I
same
mean?
exact
I feel like everyone thinks that though. Like if you could just get 10 minutes, earlier,
Oh, it
and
makes
you're-
a big difference.
big
It can
difference.
make a difference.
Showing
whether
up
you're
to
taking
work
lunch
early,
to work or not.
you showing up to work early, you feel like an outstanding citizen.
You do.
You're
A
like,
good
hell,
Samaritan.
I am ready to go.
Yeah.
Like no one's screwing up my day. I'm ahead of the
Yeah.
game, and that's a
Right.
good feeling to have.
Yeah, as long as you can stick that out all day. Because I've had days where you go to work, you feel like $1,000,000 on the way to work. Sometimes thinking about work on the way to work can either be a bad thing or a good thing. But like if you wake up early and you get there, you got all these things planned, and sometimes some people, at least with my job, can come along and just give you different priorities, and things get set a different way, and all of a sudden you're working on different stuff
Yeah.
that you weren't planning on doing on the ride there. You know what I mean?
I think the ride to work could be good or bad, like you said. But that also depends on there's two things. It could be bad because of, you personally or me personally. I'm just talking third party.
Mm-hmm.
It could, you personally, if, you kind of didn't do something good, or it could be your boss or your coworkers that could be giving you that problem.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I read this article and I watched this video, and this guy said, do yourself a favor. He's like, a couple times a week when you're at work, he goes, let's say you get out of work at 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
He goes at 4:50. Everyone's like,
Yep.
getting ready to go, packing up, 5 o'clock. Bing! They're
Yep.
out of there. They're in the car.
Yeah.
Right?
I know.
He goes, if you spent 1 extra hour
Mm-hmm.
at work to set yourself up and to get things in order, ready to go,
Mm-hmm.
maybe for the next day or for the entire week,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see a big difference. And I started doing that, man.
Yeah.
And
That's
it
something
has
I gotta
helped.
start doing.
It has helped me so much. Like
Mhm.
I'll get off at 3
Mm-hmm.
and I have some things that I should do,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't need to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
And when you go in the next day, someone will ask you, oh, hey, Rich, by the way, with this, and this, and it's done.
Yeah.
Here it is.
You got it all right there.
And you're not like, I had a busy day today. I didn't get to do it,
Man, it sounds like you're describing me because you're saying that's something you're doing, and that's something that's been on my to-do list because shit, every time I go to work, I feel like I'm walking in there with more things that I left with the previous day. Like, I've thought about staying there an extra half hour, an extra hour, and, like, it's hard because those last 10 minutes, it's like, these are the last 10 minutes of work. And after work, I'm going to do this. Like, before you go to work, 10 minutes before you go to work, you're thinking about what you're going to do at work.
Yep. You're, like, instantly planning.
Yeah. So it's the same thing when you're getting out. You're thinking about the stuff you're going to do when you get out. And it's just, I don't know, maybe it's a focus thing. And honestly, I feel like something that I've been struggling with lately is lack of sleep.
That's
really got to.
numero uno, man.
Yeah.
I used to.
Kind of sets your day because right when you wake up, a lot of people have different perspectives when they wake up.
Oh, my
Do
God.
you wake up and feel like crap? Do you wake up and it's different. It's, if you try to. I'm sorry, I know I'm all over the place, but if you wake up on Monday, you feel a certain way, and you go to work, you come home, you go through the day, and you wake up Tuesday, it could be all 5 days of the week, it could be a completely different feeling how you wake up every morning.
Oh, absolutely.
And when the day's going on, you're not even thinking about how you felt that morning,
No.
how you woke up.
Yep.
You don't even think about it.
Dude, when I'm tired, it feels like before my conscience is running, it feels like I stood up and someone hit me with a train and then put me back in my bed and put me to sleep. And then when I really wake up at 6, it's like, it physically hurts. Physically hurts.
And when you go to work like that, you're literally working off the top of your head.
Oh, my God.
Whereas what you're talking about, if you stayed that extra half hour or an hour at work and then you got up 10, 15 minutes early.
The guy said...
It's right there on the tip of your tongue. You know what you're talking about.
Dude, the guy said in the article, he goes, what are you rushing home for? You're going to go home because you're going to sit on your couch.
Do the same shit every time when you get home from work.
He goes, you're going to sit on your couch. You're going to sit in your bed. You're going to grab something, and you're gonna relax for 10 minutes, and then you're going to be bored. He says, do yourself a favor. Set yourself up. Get everything ready. He goes, nothing special's waiting for you at home. He's like, put in the extra work. And I was like, damn. So I started doing that, and that's helped out. And then there's some times where I'm like, shit, I need to do that.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
And then I do it, and it's like, oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And then also, it's always cool when, if no one's around, kind of puts a mood on you. You know what
definitely.
I mean?
And that's one thing.
I would imagine the office life.
Oh, totally.
It's probably different.
A lot of people get there at 9 o'clock. I work 8 to 4. Some people do 9 to 5. And a few people do 10 to 6. And I used to do 10 to 6. Now I moved to 8 to 4. And when you get in there early, nobody's there. And it's so quiet. Like I was saying, you don't have people coming up to your cube and saying, what about this?
You get to enjoy that. Well, for you, tea.
It's quiet. Yeah.
But you get to thoroughly enjoy that cup of coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Real quick.
Uh-huh.
Is sometimes I'll run out of to-go mugs. And that was wild.
What do you mean, to-go mugs at home?
Yeah, so I'll be at a to-go mug for my coffee, and I'm like, crap. And I'll just straight mug it. Yeah. I'll get a mug.
Yeah.
Pour the coffee in it, and I'm taking the mug in the car. And dude, I've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
For years. Years, I'm saying, since I've worked at the motor club. And I just told my mom that. I'm like, yeah, sometimes I just, like when I'm out, I just grab a regular mug and I just take in the car and I go.
You totally reminded me of something hilarious. And if anybody who's watching this who went to high school with me, and you knew Robbie Schneider.
Okay.
Schneider? I think that was his last name, Robbie Schneider. Yeah,
Shout out because Robbie Schneider.
His sister's name was Lucy, and I ran track with Lucy Schneider. But Robbie, whatever. He was on my school bus, right? And he was maybe 2 stops after me. And this kid, I swear to God, gets on the bus with a bowl of cereal. Straight up spoon, ceramic bowl.
Ceramic bowl. Not even a plastic bowl.
No, something you put through the dishwasher. I swear to God, he gets on the bus with this.
Not even disposable.
I just remember the bus stop there, waited like 30 seconds. Like, it took a while for him to come out.
Oh, my God.
Comes out with a bowl of cereal in his book bag, gets on the bus, and starts eating it. Hey,
that's hysterical.
Yeah.
But my mom goes, she's like, how the hell do you not spill your coffee? I'm like, Mom, you learn real fast on how hard to hit those brakes at a stop sign. Yeah. How far you got to stay awake from people. You know what I mean? You got to learn real fast, and you're straight mugging it. And it's
same thing goes when you're driving stick, actually.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like if you're judging your move, if your movement is based on how other cars are moving, you're gonna be all over the place.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna be bumping back and forth. You just got to take it at your own pace. I feel like
You definitely have to set your own pace,
Yeah.
and that's also something that when I got my new truck, that's something that I set another goal out, a challenge for myself is to chill out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Since I
Right.
sold the Evo, I've chilled out.
Mhm.
I really don't speed that much anymore. The only time I'll really kind of go over the speed limit is like I'll do 75 on 84.
Right.
On like a major highway, I'll set the cruise control at 75.
I feel like highways are a little different. Actually, my car has cruise control, which was pretty cool. As a stick,
Beautiful. Hell yeah.
just I threw it in 6th gear, went up to 70, and just turned on the button. It was really
Stays
smooth,
there.
man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
But that's the only thing I want to, because I'm mostly back roads.
Yeah.
So I got to really calm down and, I should probably go see a freaking therapist about my driving.
Really?
But yeah, I get really frustrated, man.
Yeah.
People, it's like they're drooling on the steering wheel, not because obviously of any, physical altercation, but they're just, like they can't think.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I feel like a reoccurring driver's test should be a thing.
Absolutely.
I don't know if people would pay for it or not, but I feel like it would make the roads a lot safer,
Like when you go to the doctor
Mm-hmm.
and they put a little thing on your thumb
Yeah,
or your
pulse.
finger to read your pulse.
Yeah.
A car should have that
Yeah.
in the steering wheel.
Yeah.
And if your pulse is below
Yeah.
or at a dangerous rate where you're like falling asleep at the wheel, like get the hell
It's
over
a problem.
it. Yeah, like something, because dude, there will be people where you'll be doing 30 on a 55 and
I've done it before. I was just about to bring it up.
Bro, I'm pulling my freaking hair out. I'm like,
Yeah. I have been in that same exact position. I swear I remember it like yesterday. I used to work at the deli in Ewan, and there was this old guy named Joe McDonald who was a Navy vet, and he was about
Joe McDonald out of
Yeah. I didn't know him too well. I knew how he liked his bacon. That's about it. And he was a Navy vet, or maybe a Coast Guard vet.
Was this the guy who had mayo?
Mayo? What do you mean?
Mayo on his breakfast sandwich? Was that
No.
you that told me that?
I don't think. Yeah, somebody. Yep. It wasn't him though. Someone else at the deli got a bacon, egg, and cheese with mayo and ketchup.
Strange.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joe McDonald. The one day I'm going to Eldred from my house, and I'm doing 55, just cruising, and I get behind this guy who's doing 30 or 35 and a 55, and I am just so impatient. I'm so impatient. I was a newer driver back then, but I'm like riding this guy's ass, and just I want to get around him or have him speed up or something. We get to the Four Corners in Eldred, and I see in his rear view, he looks up at me, and it's Joe McDonald, who was like 82, 83. I'm just like, all right. And I've gotten really good since then. Like,
Yeah.
we were talking about just a year ago how we were different.
Seriously.
I am so patient, dude.
Dude,
I love having...
when it comes to I'm good when no one's around me. When no one's around me, I'm not driving like an asshole. I'm doing my 55. I'm relaxed. But the moment I get behind someone and I'm doing 45 instead of the required speed limit of 55, I get frustrated.
Yeah, me too. Because it's, I mean, even though you don't know the person, everybody has a license. Everybody that does have a license, they should, know how to drive.
For sure.
So why can't they operate their car just 10 miles an hour faster? It is frustrating, yeah.
But I think it's obviously a personal problem. I think I
Yeah.
probably need a little more patience. Probably a little anger issue.
I don't know. I could get in trouble for this, but I'm going to throw Heather under the bus because we were just going down to Suffern. Yeah, here
Sorry,
we go. We were just going to Suffern the other day, and I met her out in Middletown, and she drove, mainly because I didn't want to take my standard transmission out there. I'm not that competent yet. So she's driving, and we're on...
Well, you're competent, not comfortable.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
And we're on 17. Didn't get to the thruway yet. And she is just right behind people, man. Just like right behind people doing like 65. And I'm like, can you, in the left lane, I'm like, can you just move over? Like, you're actually like making me a little
What kind of car
nervous
does she
now.
drive?
2016 Hyundai Santa Fe SUV.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yes.
So, and she's like, I'm the one driving. It's not like we were arguing. It's not like we were arguing.
Dude,
but like,
yeah.
she obviously she knew what she
She'd
was
give it
doing,
back.
But she's good at that. She's good at giving it back. We get into it, but not serious.
Of course.
But that's the thing. I'm just thinking, like, if she just had a little more patience,
Yeah.
And I mean, given the reason we were going down there, I could see why she was impatient. But you're gonna get there.
Yeah.
You're gonna get there.
It-
And even if you pass people and speed 5-10 miles over the limit, like you're not gonna get there that much faster.
You're really not.
Yeah.
You're really not. But that's funny, man. Shout out to Heather. The other night at game night, she had no problem giving it back to people.
Oh, I know.
And
Yeah,
it's
we were
like,
playing Taboo. That was funny.
Perfect.
Yeah, she was
But,
giving it back to Nate.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. And that's funny,
It
man.
is
It was
funny.
a good night. Good
Yeah.
night. But yeah, man. I'm very glad that you got that car.
Yeah, I'm
It's
happy with it.
beautiful.
Mhm.
I sold my Evo for folks who don't really know me. I had a Evo 9 that had 440 wheel horsepower and
Damn,
kind
I
of
think my car's got like 265, something like that.
and I miss like that kind of life. So the fact that
Mhm.
you are getting into that, it makes it kind of fulfills a piece of
Yeah.
that, which I'm very,
Mhm.
very happy for you. It's gonna teach you a lot.
Yeah,
It's gonna teach you a lot. Just and I'm no Einstein, that's for sure. But me kind of learning a little bit how to work on my own car and how things
Mhm.
work, it kind of
well, that's
helped me all around.
Yeah, that kind of, not that it pushed me to get a new car, but I was dealing with a Mazda 3 2007 that had like 174,000 miles on it, and like I said, I got it at 123, and they suggested change your cabin air filter every 30,000. So I read that online. I'm like, just for shits and giggles, let's check it, right? Which in the older Mazda 3s is a pain in the ass. It is such a pain in the ass. You got the thing by your feet under the glove box, right? And you take that off, and there's all these doors and just a whole bunch of shit you got to go through. And it's a lot easier on my car now. So whatever. I checked it on my old car. There were pine needles and dirt, like actual dirt. There were dead bugs, leaves, those helicopter things off oak trees, just everything.
Damn helicopters.
Yeah. So I replaced that. I'm just like, it's fun working on my own car. I didn't do anything serious. It was just the air
Yeah,
filter. But like,
It's
I made it. I did the work, and I saw a difference. The air was different. It didn't smell like mildew.
what's
and
the
like,
what's the thing? Instant gratification,
satisfaction.
satisfaction.
Yeah.
When it comes to instant satisfaction.
yeah.
When you're working on your car,
Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah.
When you finish a project,
Mm-hmm.
and for folks who've worked on their cars, you know how this goes. You put aside 30 minutes
Mm-hmm.
for a project. It turns out being 2-3 hours later,
Yeah.
that's gonna happen. But
Yeah.
at the end of it, you're like, I feel good.
Let me tell you something else. That it felt good in the end, but I don't know. It was mixed feelings. So the old car, the headlights were really oxidized. They were yellow, just really crappy. And I used that 3M stuff you recommended, which it worked good, but they would get yellow again in maybe 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a month or something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me replace these sons of bitches, right? So I go online, I order 2 of them, front left, front right, for like $130, something like that. They come, and there's no wiring in them. It was just like the
Just the
lenses,
lens,
right? So I take my bumper off the old car, break a bumper clip, so it's got
that's
like
the
that little
worst.
lip. Yeah, I didn't like understand it too well, so I'm yanking it. Whatever, I took it off pretty good, except I broke the bumper clip.
And you could get those at
And-
AutoZone though.
Yeah, and they're cheap too. So all in all, I ended up taking the bulbs out. I took the whole headlight housing unit out, and I started trying to transfer shit over to the new lenses, and it just didn't match up. Like there were extra things on the OEM ones, and there were no screw holes for those on the replacement housing, and so I'm like, damn, I'm like neck deep in this. Like, how do I put all this shit back together? You know what I mean? So it took me, honestly saying, it probably took me like 4 hours, a whole ordeal. It was such a pain in the ass.
So
I was
did the
running
new
out
ones
of
work?
daylight. No, I should.
You
I
had to-
returned them. I returned them.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So you put the old ones back on.
Yes. And they worked just fine, even after fumbling with that bulb a lot.
You'll go through that, man.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that I would recommend is making sure that you get OEM.
Mhm.
You gotta find a good forum, which I know